Welcome into Sunday Morning Live. I'm Joey. It's Adam. It's Colton. We're here. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Ready to get these start-sit questions and hopefully have another good Sunday slate of games.
Colton, how you doing?
Doing great, man. I'm with Adam, ready to get to it. Been breaking down the numbers all week. Let's make some calls.
Did you guys watch any movies this weekend?
I watched a lot of college football, but
Okay. We probably should be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you watch? I started the Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix and I fell asleep 15 minutes in because that's dad life. But I'm going to watch that. I heard it was really good. So that's what I'm getting into right now.
I think Charlie Sheen was sleeping through like 4 of the seasons of 2.5 Men. So, I mean, it's relevant. I watched this weekend, and then we're going to get right into the injuries. Very eclectic mix of movies. 3 Daughters of the Condor. Rest in peace, Robert Redford. I watched The Bridges of Madison County with my wife because I made her watch a crazy, scary movie last week. So she got to pick one, and I really loved it. Most I've ever liked Clint Eastwood. And then I watched the K-pop Demon Hunter, and I'm a magpie. Let's go. All right, let's hop right into these injuries. Guys, if you're watching us here on the Football Guys live YouTube channel, like and subscribe. That's where we're going to be from now on. This is the last week that we're on the Fantasy Football channel. Alfredo and Dave have kicked us out. They said you've outwarmed. What is it? You've outwarmed your
overstayed your welcome. There we go. Yeah, no, you had it.
You overstayed our welcome. We're out. So Football Guys Live, that's where we will be from now on. Today's the last day that we're gracing the halls of the Fantasy Football channel. But let's get right into these injuries. Out today that we know for sure, Joe Burrow. I did see a news story right before we came on the show that they're expecting he may be back mid-December. Adam, if the Bengals have a 6 or let's say a 5-9 record, are the Bengals bringing him back or are they shutting him down for the season?
Yeah, they'd probably shut him down. I mean, if they're eliminated from playoff contention at that point, the turf toe, it's a real issue. And we might talk a little bit about this with Brock Purdy if we have any questions regarding him. I do think it's an injury that quarterbacks can potentially play through. Obviously, Burrows is the most severe with surgery, so I'm dropping him in shallow leagues where I don't have a lot of bench space, but there is an opportunity for Joe Burrow to come back this year.
Okay.
It's slim, though.
Colton, who's your favorite sub-in for Joe Burrow? Or Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields? It was like quarterback injury week. Who is your favorite streamer quarterback to put in there today?
I was going to say, man, nobody was safe. It seemed like we were getting updates left and right about, so-and-so starting, this guy's out. I think in terms of the highest ceiling, Jake Browning, just because of the construction of that offense, but in terms of like a safe floor, if you're just trying to survive the week, I think Mac Jones gives you, based on what we saw last week too, gives you that relatively safe floor where the ceiling might not be as high, but you'll probably be okay.
And we're going to address this right at the top of the show. I'm going to ask you one start and sit question, Colton. Mac Jones, or I promised if he beat Denver, Indiana Jones. Which Jones are you going with?
Man, you get the rushing upside with Indiana Jones, right? And he's off to such a hot start. I don't know how you could ignore that. I think he's the QB2 or QB3 right now. I'm leaning Daniel Jones.
Awesome. Okay. And then as I alluded to, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, all out this week. I think the big name probably there is Jaden Daniels. Adam, what kind of time frame are we looking for on Daniels' injury?
Yeah, we just haven't gotten a lot of information from Washington. I talked about it Monday last week where it was like Jay Glazer gave a report that Jaden Daniels was getting an MRI on his knee. And honestly, I hadn't even heard that he hurt his knee in the Thursday night game. Dan Quinn's been kind of tongue-in-cheek about the whole situation. He didn't practice this week. He's likely dealing with some type of ligamental sprain if they were getting an MRI, whether that be like an MCL, PCL sprain. I do think there's potential to miss time for Jay Daniels, especially someone that's a little bit more mobile. Just to give some context, a couple of years ago, Lamar Jackson was dealing with a PCL sprain. Again, I'm not saying that's exactly what Jaden Daniels is dealing with, but he did miss some time with that injury. So it's something that we're going to have to monitor. I do think it's positive that he hasn't been placed on IR, but there's potential for it to be a multi-week injury.
Thank you. And then Chris Godwin will not be playing today. They are expecting him next week. And I think this is kind of what we expected all along, Adam. with not getting put on the injured reserve or the pup list that he would be back around week 4. Hopefully Tristan Wirfs is back as well. Jaden Reed was added to the IR, so he's out until at least week 7, I believe, is the time frame.
Yeah. And I'm okay, not to cut you off, Joey. I'm okay dropping Jaden Reed. So he had surgery on his shoulder and his foot. The foot recovery is going to extend that timeline significantly. He's somebody, again, depending on IR spots, shallow benches. I'm okay. Like if Romeo Dobbs was available in the league, I'd be perfectly okay dropping Jaden Reed for Romeo Dobbs and just moving on.
Perfect. And then Evan Ingram is out today, so you can't leave that trap for your opponent to pick up and play. There's a little shade there for Evan Ingram, who's done nothing for me this year. Questionable. Xavier Legette, he's gotten a lot of targets. It's the only reason I put his name on here. He's got to catch him at some point. If he starts catching passes, watch out. Tyler Warren. Now, Tyler Warren, he's been a starting tight end for everyone. Is he going to be playing today, Adam?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything specifically. I do have him projected as active. He sat out Wednesday, but then was able to log some limited practices on Thursday and Friday. This practice pattern suggests that the Colts were just being a little bit precautious with him, and I do anticipate him being active this Sunday.
Okay. And JSN, he was put last night on the injury report with an illness. It seems like he is going to play, though. He's going to play through the illness. Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings, actually, Adam, I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what's going on with Jawan Jennings. You let me know.
Sure. So he's dealing with a pair of injuries. It sounds like the shoulder is obviously involved, but then he popped up again with an ankle injury this week. He didn't practice all week, it looks like. I think he is a really risky play. He was a risky play last week. I actually faded him, and he bailed fantasy managers out if you played him with a long touchdown kind of at the end of that game. Looking at his historical data with practice trend data, I give him about a 40% chance to play. I don't love him playing this week. And then if he is active, I do think, again, he's a really risky player. I'd be looking to pivot elsewhere.
All right. So pivot off Jennings. Expected to play today. Emeka Ibuka is expected to play today for you, Adam, on your FESL team, just so you know. He'll be out there. Tucker Kraft, even though apparently Tucker Kraft doesn't need to practice. He can just play through it all. And then Christian Kirk's making his season debut. Colton, you've got Christian Kirk. Are you trusting him week 1 to put out there? His first week, I should say.
Yeah. This whole Houston offense kind of spooks me a little bit. It hasn't been able to be overly complimentary because they haven't been able to run the ball. The offensive line is a question mark. How much time are they going to give CJ Stroud, right? And that's where it all starts. So that's been the big issue with the Texans so far. If I have a better option, I'm going there, and I'm just going to kind of wait and see what it looks like with Christian Kirk in the mix before I fire him up.
Yeah, I've got Christian Kirk on quite a few teams, and I'm leaving him on the bench today. So I'm kind of there with you. But in a couple leagues, I did throw him in just because I didn't want to miss out if he does have a good game. I believe one of my situations was Christian Kirk and Jawan Jennings, and I put Kirk in. So, yeah, we're good there.
Living dangerously. I like it.
Yeah. And not expected to play today. Zach Charbonnet, I do not believe that is official. He's still doubtful last I looked. And Xavier Worthy, we're pretty confident he is not playing today. I think they've come out and said that. Charbonnet, Adam, any chance he gets out there today?
I think it's very unlikely. Looking at data from 2017, when a player is listed as doubtful, they have under a 10% chance of actually playing that week. So you can pretty much list Zach Charbonnet as out. And then Xavier Worthy, just to touch on him, I do think he's close. He is going to be a risky fantasy asset. The risk of re-injury to that shoulder remains high, but he was practicing this week. I think there's a real chance we see him in week 4.
I think I've said this on the show before. Xavier Worthy is one of 2 players that every time they get tackled, I'm terrified that they're going to get up or not. The other was Devonta Smith. Anytime those 2 guys are tackled, I'm like, oh, is he going to get up? I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, guys. I went to the start of the week. We'll get to that at the end of the half hour. Guys, let's hop right into the start and sit questions. Chris was in here first thing this morning. Good morning, football guys. 4-point per passing touchdown. He needs to start a replacement for Jaden Daniels. Is he going to go Mariota, Wentz, Penix, Darnold, Lawrence, Geno, or Rodgers? Colton, pick one of those guys for me.
This is going to sound a little wild, but I love the matchup in terms of what the defense gives up and what the quarterback has sort of lived on so far, and I'm leaning Rodgers here. I love the yards after catch. I guess vulnerability of the Patriots defense, and that has been what he's feasted on so far. So give me Rodgers.
Love it. Carter in here. Good morning. Are we trusting Tucker Kraft with his injury, or should I pivot to Strange or Chig versus Indiana? I think we're going to go Tucker Kraft. If they're going to put him out there, I'm going to trust him, especially over those two options. Jim, good morning. Half point. He called us gentlemen. I don't know. Are we there yet? Or,
So
I
kind.
don't know. I did wear a collared shirt today. I did my hair. Maybe I am a gentleman. I don't know. But I am wearing an Olivia Rodrigo shirt. So how much of a gentleman can I be? Very gentlemanly. Like a half point PPR for his flex, Jalen Warren, Chase Brown, or Emeka Ibuka. Okay, Adam, he's got two really good options. Are you going to sit Ibuka in this situation?
For my flex, you know, I know people might be a little bit worried about Chase Brown with the, you know, not having Joe Burrow under center. He's somebody I'd still be leaving in lineups. He hasn't been great to start the season, but he's been heavily involved. He's pretty much been the only running back that Cincinnati's been using for the most part. So I'd lean Chase Brown regardless if Emeka Ibuka is fully healthy or not.
Perfect. You got a good option there, Jim. 10-team standard league. Traded Scattaboo and Harvey. Amior for Henderson, Rodriguez, and Golden. All bench players. Good gamble. So should he start Golden over Harrison this week? Colton.
Ooh, I am leaning Harrison still. I don't know that passing attack is so predicated on what Tucker Kraft does, and everything else is so feast or famine. Romeo Dobbs has a big role too. We've seen that over the course of the couple of weeks. Jaden Reed being out, I don't know if it moves the needle too much for me because Jaden Reed is their third wide receiver when they're in 11 personnel, and they're in 11 personnel so infrequently. So I'm still leaning Harrison there. Wait and see with Golden.
All right. DJ or Debo, Adam? That's DJ Moore.
I would go DJ Moore. I know he's been bad, but I worry about with Marcus Mariota what that offense looks like.
All right. Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence? I know you said you liked Mac Jones, Colton. Do you like him over Trevor Lawrence?
Man, I think we're seeing sort of an adjustment period with Trevor Lawrence to this new Liam Cohen offense, right? I'm pulling up our Football Guys rankings just to kind of see where we're at. Trevor Lawrence is ranked at 21, Mac Jones at 18. I think that's relatively that's spot on. That's where I would have them too. Mac Jones over Trevor Lawrence for sure for me.
Yeah, I don't like the matchup for Trevor Lawrence this week. So I'm there with you. Aaron Gates, is he giving us coffee? I had mine this morning, if you couldn't tell. I am ready to go. Jesus needs two. He's running while he's getting some advice here. McLaurin versus the Raiders, Sutton versus the Chargers, Pearsall versus the Cardinals, or Harrison Jr. versus the 49ers. Yes, Joey does know his mascots. Colton, pick two of those guys.
Okay, so Pearsall is the one that I'm definitely going with here. Out of all of them, I think with Marcus Mariota, a lot is going to depend on McLaurin is so touchdown dependent. I think we've seen that. Give me Pearsall, and I'm going to lean Marvin Harrison versus San Francisco over Sutton, but that one's close for me.
All right. Adam, sit one between Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen, J-Mo, and Jalen Warren. Actually sit two of those guys.
Man, I know he probably is ranked lowest on our website. I have a hard time leaving Keenan Allen out of lineups at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been not a great start, but we were really high on Drake London coming into this season. They have a great matchup this week with Carolina, so give me some Drake London.
Perfect. Yeah, you didn't mention Garrett Wilson. I want to see it without Justin Fields 1 week. We've seen Garrett Wilson do it with really bad quarterbacks before, but you've got great options here, Chris. Yeah, I'm actually going to sit Garrett Wilson. Epidemic 619. Hola, mi amigos. Looking for some fantasy advice for week 3. Full PPR. Need 2 for his flex. BTJ, Mike Evans, Brees Hall, or Adunze. Pick 2, Colton.
Adunze is the layup here. I think Adunze has, after last week, has entered like a new tier for me. Brian Thomas Jr. is the second in the NFL right now in incomplete air yardage. He is being targeted down the field a ton. He's just not coming down with those receptions, and we want to see that happen relatively soon, right? Obviously, Joey mentioned the matchup, not great. Give me Brees Hall also doesn't have a great matchup. Give me Mike Evans and Rome Odunze here, but Evans and Brees is close for me because of the PPR.
I don't disagree with you on that. I do think things are going to get better for BTJ. I do have an anytime touchdown prop in for him today. It's going to happen one of these weeks.
I put a bet on 2 touchdowns today, so I'm leaning all
nice.
the way in. Right? Yeah, let's go
all the way there.
Let's
go.
I love lighting money on fire. So
yeah, oof, boy, that was my college football Saturday. I lost $10 yesterday, so watch out, everybody. All right, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, or Marcus Mariota. Pick 2. Adam, come
on. I'm gonna go with Caleb Williams. It's a great matchup with Dallas. I mean, we saw what Russ did to that Dallas defense last week, so I think you got to play Caleb. And then Jared Goff is the safer option over Marcus Mariota. I think he gives you more floor, so I would go Caleb Williams, Jared Goff.
If this Bears Cowboys game today does not go over 53 combined points, I'll be shocked. I'm expecting an absolute shootout today.
Yeah.
14-10 final. That's how it goes.
14-10. Don't say that.
That's how it goes, man. I know. I don't want that.
All it's just the wind coming off of Lake Michigan. Is that right? Lake Michigan's right next to Soldier Field.
Look at Joey, geography major there.
I went to Soldier Field this summer. Yeah, I just could not remember. Makes no sense that Lake Michigan is in Chicago. I don't know. Anyways, just a bunch of wind coming in and messes this game all up. We'll find out. Anne's in here with 2 dogs. Gets her question up. Good day, sirs. Half point PPR. Jalen Warren, Kyron Williams, or Keenan Allen. 3 good options there. Pick 2, Colton.
I am with Adam. I don't know how you can sit Keenan Allen at this point, just based on the rapport that we've seen with him and Justin Herbert. They picked up where they left off. So Keenan Allen is the safe one for me. I don't know how much Kyron Williams gives you in terms of PPR upside. Jalen Warren has been what Mike Tomlin said he would be, the featured runner in this Arthur Smith headache offense, right? So give me Jalen Warren and give me Keenan Allen with the PPR upside.
All right, Adam, Bo Nix or Mike Penix?
Man, I really like Michael Penix this week, and I'm trying not to overthink it. Give me Bo Nix. Give me Bo Nix. Okay. I'll play it safe, but I really like Penix.
Good morning, Starshines. Help pick 2 and PPR. Judkins, Pacheco, Diggs, Booty, and Igbuka. 1,000 thank yous. I'll just read the number. I won't say it 1,000 times. Colton, pick 2 of them, and let's talk about Judkins a little bit after you pick 2.
Yeah, I really tried to talk myself into Isaiah Pacheco this week because of the Giants matchup. And I couldn't do it. I feel like this is one where there's so much context missing from those metrics on both sides with Kansas City and New York. And he doesn't play third downs. Kareem Hunt is by far leading this backfield in third downs, or like obvious passing situations. So I'm going to lean with the reception floors here, or I guess on one side with Igbuka, and then Judkins. I think we're about to see an ascension for Judkins.
Yeah, so I had Judkins ranked above Hampton. I had him as my second running back out of the rookies, and then the offseason happened, and I had to move Judkins back. Are we expecting this to be the breakout week? It's the Packers defense has been really strong this year. What are you expecting from Judkins today, basically?
I mean, he saw limited touches against the Ravens, and he looked really good. Now, the Packers are a good defense. They've shut people down, but I just think from a volume perspective, I mean, he's somebody that could easily see somewhere between 15 to 20 touches this week. So I think he is a safe play, especially in like half PPR leagues where you might lean a little bit more running back.
100%.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think relative to those options too. Sorry. Last thing. Relative to those options, Judkins is the guy out of that group with Igbuka.
Adam, I think this might be the first time this year. Waffles with their picture of pancakes. Ahoy, peeps!
Oh,
Tampa Bay or Denver today? Colton, pick one.
Tampa Bay or Denver? Joey, you're gonna love this. Give me Tampa Bay.
Woo! Fire the.
I like that too. That's who I would have gone with.
Okay,
there we go. Lockstep.
Go ahead, Colton.
I was just gonna say we're in lockstep, man.
Yeah. This is what Tampa Bay does. They put on the white and creamsicle jerseys today. They're going to look great, and they're going to play like the white and creamsicle Bucks, and they're going to lose to the Tyrod Taylor Jets. This is just this is the life of a Buccaneers fan. It's going to happen. No, I really hope we don't lose to the Jets. 2 road wins to start the season. We're going to the Super Bowl. I had pancakes this morning, blueberry pancakes. My wife made a wonderful batch. She actually burnt the first to you. Probably shouldn't have said that. Dan's here.
Wow.
Good morning. I need to pick up a quarterback to replace Daniels. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. Wait on quarterback. Who would you drop off your roster? Harvey, Judkins, or Pitts? Ooh, I've got Ferguson or Ayuk. This is a tough decision. Adam, you have to drop one of those players to pick up a quarterback. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think I would drop Ferguson. Pitts has been nice. I think you can play Pitts in your tight end lineup. And if you're looking for a quarterback replacement, I'm not sure, depending on your league size, if I would want to carry multiple tight ends. So I think I would go Ferguson. Someone is going to pick up Ferguson. So you're definitely probably going to regret it because someone probably needs tight end help more than you do in your league. Maybe you could flip Ferguson for something. But yeah, I think I would be dropping him and trying to get a quarterback replacement.
2 things, Dan, real quick, just in the future when you got a situation like this. 1, talk to your league about instituting an IR spot because Ayuk would slot right in there for that. But secondly, this is a perfect trade scenario where you go out and you trade a player, do a 2 for 1 to up at one position so you can go pick somebody else up. I know it's Sunday and you don't have the time to do that now. In the future, that might be a cool gateway for you. Dan in here, good morning. Half PPR, 6 point per passing touchdowns. Geno, Browning, or Mariota at quarterback. Colton, pick one.
Yeah, he said he needs floor here. I see with Mariota, I think they're going to rein that offense in. It's going to be a lot of yards after catch, just like raise the floor a little bit. I think Browning is going to come out swinging. They're just going to throw the ball a ton with him. I don't see, obviously he's not going to be able to execute that at the level of Joe Burrow. I just don't know if the mentality is going to change very much. So you might get some turnovers, but I think if you're getting 6 points per passing touchdown, Browning gives you the highest floor because of the volume. So,
all right.
And then, there was 2 running backs.
Yeah,
we're good.
The second part. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I'm going to ask you on the 2 running backs because I know what Adam's answer is, and we'll let Adam cover that in about 10 minutes. Jordan Mason, Javonte Williams, or ETN, pick 2.
I think Jordan Mason is in a big spot today. I like his opportunity. And then Javonte Williams and ETN are both guys that like have just so far exceeded expectations. They're both in that tier of like feed the or ride the hot hand, so to speak. I just think ETN gives you maybe a little more receiving upside. The matchup is tough. You know what? Against Chicago, give me Javonte Williams, but it's really close. Jordan Mason and Javonte Williams.
Okay. And Big Mike, I'm not starting any of these guys over Ibuka. Not me. And then I think you have a good option if you wanted to start somebody over JSN. I do think he's going to play through the illness. He's got Sutton on the beach. I like Sutton on the beach sounds like a really nice drink you get while you're on vacation. I'm gonna have a Sutton on the beach. But yeah, I would actually be fine with JSN. Find a way to get Sutton in your lineup though. Boar, good morning, folks. Any of you following a better PPR flex than James Conner? Fannin, Njoku, Najee, Manungai. Thanks as always. James Conner.
Yep.
And Irish, good morning. Fun time to be alive. Well, you know, I like Sundays. They're pretty fun. PPR, top 2. Sutton, Debo, Devontae, Hunter, Cup. Pick 2, Colton.
Give me Debo. I love the reception upside this week with Marcus Mariota. A lot of yards after catch opportunities. And then PPR, man, that's tough because I don't know how high the floor is for Hunter, Cup, or Smith. I would lean Smith there. I think this matchup is going to be one where maybe the Eagles throw a little more. Obviously, Saquon has shredded the Rams, all of that. But I think Devontae Smith could be in for a nice game with Goddard back and that passing game coming together. And then if you have Tucker Kraft and he's active, you can't bench him at this point. He's such a big part of what they do. So I'm going Kraft there.
So I want to just review because I might have not said the name. Sutton is involved in this. Would you be starting Sutton over Devonta Smith?
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know
Okay.
how I just completely blanked on
No,
Sutton. I was
that was
looking at the
on that was
last
on
3.
Joey.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
my
on
bad. I
Joey.
was looking at the last 3. Yeah, just
You're
to be
all good.
clear, go Sutton, Debo, and Tucker Craft.
See, this is how we know that you're being polite and you're new to the show, Colton. If it was Jeff, Jeff would have called me out on air and chastised me.
I think that one was my bad though, so I didn't want to be too hard on you, Joey.
I'll review the tape and we'll have a verdict next week,
Okay,
and that
there we
person will
go.
be kicked off the show. All right, Clayton.
I love it.
Clayton, this is not our Clayton from Football Guys, but today's Clayton Gray's birthday. So happy birthday, Clayton. But Clayton
Happy
Hazel has a
birthday,
question
Clayton.
for us. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Flex question, full PPR, Wan'Dale Robinson, Ricky Pearsall, David Montgomery, Troy Franklin, or Krosky Merritt, or Rashad White. Thank you, Adam. Pick, I'm guessing 1. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely is not the most exciting one, but I think we got to play Wan'Dale Robinson in a full PPR. I mean, this is a guy that last season saw 140 targets. Obviously, he wasn't doing a lot with those targets, but last week we saw the Giants use him down the field a little bit. And if you say, well, 140 targets isn't sustainable, I think he's on pace for like 160 targets. Now it's 2 weeks sample size. Like obviously that's going to slow down a little bit, but in a full PPR, I like Wan'Dale Robinson.
Beautiful. All right. Jillian Groundon. That's a good name right there. Fannin or Pitts? It's going to be Pitts. Angelo, Burris, Sutton, Jameson, or QJ? Man, QJ has been really fun of late. Colton, where are you going?
Yeah, in a PPR, I think we've seen Jameson Williams so far not have a very high reception floor. Cortland Sutton is still very involved, but we've seen Troy Franklin's role grow over the last couple of weeks. Give me QJ. I just think that offense is humming right now, and he's playing a pivotal role in it. So I do like QJ there.
Perfect. And Adam, this next question, I'm just going to segue right into start of the week. What a segue, Joey. You are a pro. Mason or Pickens? Where are you going?
It's got to be Jordan Mason, right? If we're talking about Jordan Mason this week, it's all about opportunity. Aaron Jones placed on IR with a hamstring injury. Jordan Mason figures to slot right in that RB1 for the Vikings and should see a healthy workload with JJ McCarthy out, backup running back. Jordan Mason was already getting a decent amount of work, but he's somebody that I think will see a little bit more. And if you're a stats guy like Joey, you're like, come on, I just don't want the vibes. I want the numbers. I got some numbers for you. Bengals ranked bottom 10 in rushing yards allowed per defense. They gave up 139 rushing yards last week to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jordan Mason currently sitting on DraftKings at plus 1,200 in terms of leading rushing leader. That's next to guys like Christian McCaffrey, a little bit behind Jordan Mason. So that's telling you Vegas expects Jordan Mason to get a decent amount of rushing yards this week as well. And then on top of that, Aaron Jones was seeing about a 10% target share. I don't expect Mason to get all of that, but if you get some of that in a PPR league, give me some Jordan Mason.
Beautiful. Love it. Colton, let's talk about your start of the week. Ramondre
I've had a
Stevenson.
good couple weeks, man. I've had a good couple weeks, so maybe this one's a bit of a heat check.
Mm-hmm.
I had to flex a little bit, but maybe this one's a bit of a heat check. I don't know. There's a lot of Travion Henderson's steam, and I'm like, maybe we're forcing it a little bit because Ramondre Stevenson, 65.9% snap share through 2 weeks. His opportunities jumped from 11 to 10 between him and Travion Henderson to 16 to 6 in favor of Stevenson in week 2. I love the matchup. 21.7% target share too. That was 4th highest for running backs in week 2. Everybody points to that long wheel route as like that was designed for Travion Henderson. That should be Travion Henderson. But like that makes me more nervous because Ramondre Stevenson looked really good on that wheel route, that long catch that elevated him to lead the receivers lead the Patriots in receiving last week. I love the matchup. Steelers are 10th worst in yards before contact per attempt, despite stacking the box at a 41% rate. That's 2nd highest in the league. Stevenson is best running between the tackles. And the Patriots were 3rd in rushing yards before contact per attempt. On carries between the tackles, I love the matchup. 2 get right weeks with Breece. Well, I guess it's not week 1 can't be a get right week, but a big week for Breece Hall in week 1. Big week for Kenneth Walker last week in week 2 against this Steelers defense. Derek Harmon is back. He's a rookie. We'll see how that looks. I love Ramondre Stevenson's opportunity. The Travion Henderson breakout will have to wait another week.
Beautiful. Colton,
like
any
it.
final words before we kick you off?
Another great week, guys. Thank you for having me. And go win your weeks, guys.
Awesome. Well, we're going to pull Jeff up while I'm doing that technically. Have a great week, Colton.
Later, guys.
Yeah. Jawan Jennings is officially out this week. Adam just privately texted me. Jeff, how you doing, buddy? Let me switch the thing over.
How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. I want to talk to you real quick. Well, one, how are you doing? You said you're doing good.
Well, Joey. Yeah, no,
Okay.
we painted all day yesterday, so I'm very sore and tired, but I'm good.
What did you paint? Like a picture?
Our house. So we got new floors installed, so we're going through that right now.
Okay. All right. Well, Jeff, I want to talk to you not about new floors, which maybe off air I'll talk about new floors. But on air, I want to talk to you about Kyle Pitts. Well, tell me about Kyle Pitts. He's your start of the week.
Kyle Pitts is my start of the week. And when you look at Kyle Pitts, we are very afraid to do things with Kyle Pitts, but he has been tight end 1 through the first 2 weeks, and that's without a touchdown. And if you were to add a touchdown in there, he would be a top 5 tight end. So that, to me, if I've got a tight end that is giving me tight end 1 production without a touchdown, because we know how touchdown dependent that position can be, well, I'm just going to assume that the touchdowns will come and we will get there. We will get a potential top 5 tight end Pitts game here coming against Carolina, who has allowed the 4th most fantasy points to the tight end position. Those wide receivers in Atlanta still banged up a little bit, Drake London and Darnell Mooney. So we haven't really seen them up all the way running. So I think that here, this game back and forth last time, 44-38 the last time the Panthers played the Falcons, and Kyle Pitts is going to be my start of the week in this matchup.
I love it. All right, let's hop right back into the questions. Jennings, Franklin, or Golden? Jeff, pick one in PPR. Oh, did Jeff freeze?
Well, Jennings,
Adam, go ahead and pick.
Yeah, Jennings is out. So I'm going to lean Troy Franklin. And then if that question was to pick between Dobbins or Travion Henderson, I mean, I think Colton nailed it. Travion just hasn't been somebody that we can count on right now. So I would go J.K. Dobbins.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, guys. My screens went blank like the moment you brought me on. So I was like scrambling.
Oh, well, you're here now. You're doing great, buddy. Ryan Quigley has a question just for you, Jeff. Double flex. Boom, boom. 2-point PPR running back. Why'd I do that? I don't know. And then 1.5 points per receptions for wide receivers. Wow. Sit one, JMO, Jalen Warren, or Dobbins.
This is probably the classic. What do you need in your matchup? Do you need the upside of Jameson Williams, or do you just need the steady production of Jalen Warren and J.K. Dobbins? J.K. Dobbins' revenge spot going up against the Chargers. So that's a lot of fun. I think if you need the steady production, take the running backs. But if you're in a matchup that should shoot out, then I like that Jameson Williams in what could be a track meet with Baltimore.
All right. And then Kyler or Indiana Jones. Adam, pick one.
Cool. I don't know. I think I think I'm going Daniel Jones. It's Indiana Jones for me.
Perfect. And then we need 2 here. Pearsall is going to be definitely one. And then pick one between Henderson, Tootin, and Mooney, Jeff.
Henderson, Tootin, and Mooney. I'm still going to go with Travion. I don't know that he's going to be benched. I think he'll get an opportunity again in this one, but all of those plays are iffy. Probably if you need a little bit more upside, Mooney might be the play there. We just haven't seen it yet.
All right, Jeff Bolt. I added my dog to the pick for Joey. Thank you. Help 0-2. Oh, Jeff, come on. We got to let's get out of that hole this week. 0.5 point per reception. Need 1 wide receiver and a flex from Brian Thomas Jr., Terry McLaurin, George Pickens, or Pearsall. And then, yeah, you're going to.
I don't think that's McLaurin. I think that's Tedero McMillan. Is it?
That is Tedero McMillan. Joey made a mistake. Once again, earlier in the show, I said that if I make a mistake, Colton was very nice and didn't want to say anything. I said, Jeff will call me out on air and chastise me. And as prophesized, Jeff has called me out on air. Thank you, Jeff, for keeping me humble. Brian Thomas Jr., Tedero McMillan, Pickens, or Pearsall. I think we got a clip, guys. I think this is the clip. The show's hard to get clips for. Go ahead, pick it, Jeff. Do you want to talk?
Pick it, Jeff. Give me Pickens going up against the Bears defense in a potential shootout, and then give me Tedero McMillan as the other play. The other two, I like them both, but I'd like to see good games.
All right, Norman in here. That's a good name. Hopefully Norman's nice to his mother. Good morning. Half point per reception. Pick one. Igbuka, Judkins, Troy Franklin, or Juwan Johnson. Adam, pick one.
Man, Jeff really got in your head here. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with Emeka Egbuka. I know people are a little bit worried. This was something we saw Emeka Egbuka getting treatment for this in the game on Monday last week. I think the practice trends are indicative of just the game being on Monday. They wanted to give him some rest. He's still played 93% of the snaps in both of the Buccaneers' first games. He's seen a 19 and 18% target share, respectively. I think he's somebody, yes, touchdowns have elevated him, but he's been involved. So give me Emeka Egbuka in a PPR league.
Perfect. And as far as the questions, I know we just reached the 11 o'clock point. At noon, we will have Jeff Blaylock, the other Jeff B at Football Guys, as he likes to call himself, over in the Football Guys Discord, answering any questions that we don't get to today. We love all of you in here. Thank you for being here with us. Hopefully we hit your questions as we go along. If we don't, hop over to the Discord and get the questions answered over there at noon. Don't leave now. Stay, because we have lots of funny things to say. The Bike Queens in here. Jeff, I need you to rank these three quarterbacks: Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and Jordan Love.
I'm ranking Jordan Love. Actually, no, I've got Daniel Jones number one out of this group right now this week, going up against the Titans. Then I've got Jordan Love, and then I've got Bo Nix.
Thank you. So, Bike Queen, take that information and do what you will with it. Hunter, Tillman, or Golden, Adam? Full PPR.
Man, I'm going to go with Hunter. But to Jeff's point, like if we're swinging for the fences, I'm okay with Golden. I mean, he could have connected on one of those long touchdowns from Jordan Love. So if you really need an upside play, I get Golden with some of those injuries that the Packers are dealing with the wide receiver position. But Hunter is probably someone that we have ranked higher and a little bit safer.
It's kind of funny we have Hunter and Golden in this question because I mentioned K-pop Demon Hunters, and Golden is the best song in that movie. I finally watched it, Jeff, and I enjoyed it. My kids were dancing up a storm.
I knew you would. Have you seen the clip? There's like a clip of like this SUV just driving like across traffic, and then it cuts to the driver, and Golden is just going like she's like. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a bop for sure. Full PPR, pick two: Montgomery, JMO, or Bill Krosky Merritt. Jeff, this is your question, I think.
Full PPR. Give me Jameson Williams. Montgomery got in the end zone, but we've seen a diminished role there. And if you want to swing for the fences, Bill here, but depending on safety, the problem is if you need a big score, putting two Lions into your line, if you're asking for a lot of production, that could go to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Gibbs to go to the secondary guys. So,
Adam, how down are we on T. Higgins? Troy Franklin, Elick, Jeff, say this one for me.
Elick Eomanor.
Thank you. I'll be fine by midseason. Elick Eomanor, or T. Higgins, or Troy Franklin. Adam, where are we at?
We've seen some nice stuff from Troy Franklin. Eomanor got the touchdown. I think I'd still play T. Higgins. Like, he's not going to be the T. Higgins that you drafted him at, but he's definitely the best wide receiver in, a good situation with this offense. I'd leave T. Higgins in. This is your wide receiver 3 position. So if you get a touchdown from T, obviously you're kind of looking for boom bust at that third position. I'd still leave him in there.
Perfect.
Joey, do you want to go through revenge games real quick?
Yeah, do it. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. Go.
All right, we got J.K. Dobbins with Denver going up against the Chargers, the team he was on last year. Remember, they put a restrictive tag on him that kind of made it difficult for free agency. Christian Kirk going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars with Houston, assuming he makes his season debut. That the Texans traded, or the Jaguars just traded him away to the Texans. We got Jonnu Smith going up for Pittsburgh, going up against New England. We've got Tyler Johnson, wide receiver, New York Jets, took every snap, didn't do anything with it last week, going up against Joey's Buccaneers. We have Marcus Mariota, a Washington Commander, going up against the Raiders, who he spent 2020 and 2021 with. And then the guy that is in here every single week, Dario Ogunbowale, somehow is going. Last week he was in there going up against Tampa Bay. This week he's in there going up against Jacksonville.
I forgot we had him on our team until you just said it. Oh wow, Jeff, it's my favorite thing in the world. I just love revenge games, and last week they really panned out too.
They did.
Yes, they did.
If
They
you
really
played
did.
anytime
Yeah.
touchdowns in revenge games last week, you did very well.
Yeah. All right, Damon here. Need an RB2 and 1 flex out of Josh Jacobs or Chuba and Javonte Williams. Pick 2. Adam.
I'm playing Josh Jacobs. That's the easy one for me. Man. Javonte Williams has been really good. I don't think you can leave him out, especially going up against the Bears. So I'd go with Javonte and Jacobs.
Perfect. Penix, Rattler, or Wilson, Jeff?
Penix, Rattler, or Wilson. Penix is going to be my play against Carolina.
And then Matt, it's going to be Judkins over Amari and Hampton. Joey should not have changed his rankings preseason. He should have just stuck to my guns there on that one. All right, and Irish, Debo with Daniels out, Ferguson, Hollywood, Hunter, or Judkins needs one. It'd be Debo. And then good morning, football guys. I'm guessing that's what those acronyms meant. Jeff, what does that mean? GMF guys.
Good morning, football guys is what.
Perfect. I read it correctly. Frank is in here. Frank, I think this might be your first time popping in that we've got to your question this season. Welcome back. Good morning, gentlemen. Have a 12-man PPR. Need to Higgins, Keenan Allen, Pearsall. Thank you very much. I think it's Keenan Allen, Pearsall. Or I don't know. Jeff, I'm going to ask you.
It's Higgins and Pearsall for me. I worry about the Denver matchup a little bit.
PPR, 10-man league, Pollard, Hubbard, Devontae Smith, Tyler Warren, Bill Krosky-Merritt, or Judkins. Pick one, Adam.
In a PPR league. Man. Is it Tyler Warren? I think I would go Tyler Warren.
Okay. What is that statue that they have? Should we put that back up? I don't know. I'm going to. I'm going to risk it. That looks like me when I sit in a pool. I like the hot tub at like a hotel. Yeah. You okay, Adam? It does.
I could actually see that. That's why I enjoyed that. Yeah.
I think that statue is it's that bad. It's just what that statue is.
It's like me in a hot tub. Like, hey, where are you from? Cincinnati? Fantastic. I'm from Orlando. No, that's like me at every hotel pool. All right. Yeah, we already covered that. And hey, guys, love the show from London, England. Half PPR, Dak or Drake May. PPR is very important in case they catch a pass. He's got more the context down there, but let's pick a quarterback for him between Dak and Drake May, Adam.
It'd be really hard to bench Drake May, but this matchup's too good for Dallas. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott.
I have Dak Prescott as my QB2 this week, behind only, I think, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I am really, really high on Dak this week. It's going to be a big game for him. But the PPR part of the question comes in for you, Jeff. Travis Etienne, Henderson, or Jamison Williams, or Ricky Pearsall?
I'm going to go Etienne and then the other one, Jamison Williams.
Okay, thank you. Alan Moore. Beautiful dog there. Happy Sunday, studs. Ooh, I like that better than gentlemen. I don't know why. PPR, McLaurin or Hollywood Brown? Adam.
Yeah. I am worried a little bit about what Washington's pass attack looks like, but I think I would leave McLaurin in there. That one's tough, though. I'm not super confident in that, I'll admit, but I'm going to go with McLaurin.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood Brown might be the Chiefs wide receiver 1, and that's not good for the Chiefs, but might be good for your fantasy team. Adam, would you flex Devonta Smith or Keenan Allen?
Are you asking Adam's question or are you asking me?
Yeah, I am asking Adam's question.
I'll say Keenan Allen. The Eagles have been tough. It's been tough to. I saw we have an AJ Brown question coming up too. It's been tough to play either one of them. And week 3 now. If you need a win, I can understand wanting to kind of pivot off of it and wait a little bit.
All right. And a new rule for the show: if the person's name is your name, you get to answer the question. So Jeff,
Fair
you
enough.
take all the Jeff questions. Adam, you take all the Adam questions. And I'll take all the Joeys, Jose's, Josephinas, all the fun different versions of Joey.
Sorry to all the Adams out there. You got me. Oof.
Is there a female equivalent of Adam?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Female
Eve.
Jeffs are known as Leslie's.
I think Eve is the female equivalent of Adam.
Fair.
That tracks. Yeah. All right, let's get off this. Scampers in here. Good morning. Scampers, there was somebody in here earlier named Dame that was impersonating your lovely bride. So get on that. Joe Def. See, this would fall under Joey, so I'll answer this one. Happy Sunday, fellas. PPR, Ertz, Goddard, or Hampton? Okay, so it's 2 questions. I'm going to go Ertz over Goddard because I just want to see it 1 week from Goddard coming back. And I'll go Dobbins in a revenge game matchup because I'm not convinced of what I see from Hampton. Ewan Andrews, Aaron Andrews, if this is you, hi. I don't think it is, but I just want to cover that base in case it is. Thanks for getting Travis and Taylor together. Morning, big dogs. Ooh, I like that. Igbuka, snap count rumors spooking me. Woo. Should I pivot to Amior? Thoughts? Appreciate the show. We appreciate you being here, even if you're not Aaron Andrews. Jeff, what are we doing here?
I'm still probably going to play Ibuka here. I think Eomanor is a fair consideration, though.
Cassandra, welcome in. With JD out, would you start Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt? I would. If he's an option for you, I think the workload's going to go his way. Austin Eckler, sadly, out for the season. Get well soon, Austin Eckler. But yeah, I'm cool starting.
I just learned something fun that if you upload your rankings and you have Xavier Scott in them to Football Guys, then Xavier Scott becomes your wide receiver 1, regardless of where he is in your running back rankings.
That's fun.
So anybody that I would not play Xavier Scott over CeeDee Lamb of anybody that has looked at my rankings in the last.
Don't do that,
minutes.
guys. Speaking of football guys, the original football guy, Joe Bryant, in here with us.
There we go.
Let's go. Irish in here. I'm in 8 leagues. Hey, I wish I was only in 8. So really appreciate you guys. Now we appreciate you being here. I know I've skipped over a couple of your questions, Irish. That's because we answered a few of them with other ones. So it's no indictment upon you. Top 1, give them 1 out of Judy, Hunter, Hollywood, or DJ Moore. Adam.
I hate this one. Hunter, Judy, Hollywood. I'm going to go with DJ Moore.
I'll put it up in a minute. Click that like button, guys. If you like the show and Joey laughing for whatever reason it may be. JB's grandmama, we love you so much. Good morning, my sweeties. Listening to the show while on my weekly walk of shame. Just always appreciate you being here for whatever you bring to us. And thanks for keeping it like PG so far this season. We appreciate that too, because then I can put the comments up. But
she added a dog.
The line. Joey has.
She added a dog for you too. She had a dog. She had a little pug in there too for you.
You are my favorite. I'm sorry, you shouldn't have favorites, but you've been here all 3 seasons, and you added a dog for me. I hope I find out who you are one day. Scampers, I avoided wanting to know who it was for a long time. Then I met Scampers, and I'm so happy I did. I hope one day we get to cross paths, so that'd be super fun. JR Wiggle, bench 1, Genty, Mason, Flowers, or Garrett Wilson. Jeff, bench 1.
Garrett Wilson would be my bench here out of this group. In full PPR, yeah, I think Mason gets enough. Yeah, bench Garrett Wilson.
And to answer your next question, JR, it's Dak over Caleb Williams for me. And then Golden or Diggs. Thank you, guys. Adam, Golden or Diggs?
I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs. I know it's been a slow start, but I like Stephon Diggs coming into this season. He's been involved. They've kind of limited his snaps. I'm kind of anticipating that should continue to ramp up as the season goes on. So I'm going to play Stephon Diggs.
All right, we got about 10 minutes left in the show. We're getting through some questions this week, though. That's good. Hurts or Herbert? I wouldn't worry about the Hampton stack. It'd be, man. Jeff, that's a tough one. Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert?
Pull my rankings real quick. I've got Jalen Hurts above Justin Herbert. Again, a little bit nervous about Denver's defense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I did see a post of saying Jalen Hurts might go scorched earth this week because of all the tush push narrative is back with people wanting to ban it, and he might just go crazy.
Go crazy and throw for 125 yards.
Yeah. Well, just tush push it. He could just tush push every play and just keep moving it. Just moving it. Actually, you'd only
What
get
if
like
you just
5
did that
yards.
on first down every play and just got 4 yards of or made the defense bring everybody in and just throw it right over their head?
I don't know what would happen. Any updates on Phil Maffa? Is he a better deep stash and dynasty over Jaden Blue, Jeff?
I'd say no. He's on IR still, but there's a comment about Jerry Jones said something to the effect of if a guy's not active, there's a reason why he's not active about Jaden Blue. So,
okay, JB's grandma, that's the line. That's the line. Okay, that's a really good barometer. Because I really want to put it up, but I won't because it's right there. So I want to keep my job, but just use that. Okay, weekly. Is it as bad as what I just said there? If it is, don't put it in. Actually, put him in there because I still want to see him. Is there a concern about Emeka Ibuka being on a limited snap count this week? There's some concern, but we're still going to start him. We had Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter kind of conflicting with each other, but kind of in agreement. I think any player that's coming with an injury concern, Adam, back me up if I'm wrong here, they're going to be monitoring them. So
yeah,
I didn't take one statement to really contradict the other.
Yeah, and is there a higher risk of it, flaring up and him exiting early? Sure. But that's football, and that's the game we play with fantasy football. It's a game of risk, it's a game of upside. So I'm not leaving him out of lineups just based on conflicting reports from Ian Rappaport and Schefter.
All right, Joe, and I have to answer this one. You did half the work for me already. You're going to keep neighbors in. London, JSN, or Odunze, man, it's really tough because I think that Dallas-Chicago game is going to be a shootout. I'm still going to start Drake London over Odunze. Now, that's really close. JSN is the easy sit of the three of them, though, for me. Gino, CJ, and Bryce, who are y'all's pick for the 2 quarterbacks to start in a Superflex league? CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, or Geno Smith? Jeff?
Bryce Young and Geno Smith for me. Thank
you. And then replacement for JD, Aaron Rodgers, or Matthew Stafford. First Matthew Stafford question we've had today, Adam. Where are you going there?
If it's just for this week, I think I am going to go with Aaron Rodgers against New England. Stafford's got Philly. So I would go with Aaron Rodgers.
All right. This trade question makes me want to jump. From Chris Cross, CMC, Ibuka, and Tillman, and Juwan Johnson for Chase Brown, JSN, Tet, and Likely. What side of that trade do you like the best, Jeff?
Trading CMC, Ibuka, and Tillman for Chase Brown, JSN. Oh boy. Give me, it's not Dynasty, is it? Redraft?
They didn't mention it.
Probably the Chase Brown JSN side, as much as trading away Christian McCaffrey hurts. But man, if you're giving me JSN, Tet, and Chase Brown, that's a haul.
Yep. All right, Dane. Oh, Dane in here. How much does ASN move down with the illness? Not much. Starting Dobbs, Stevenson, and Kirk over him at the flex? No, I don't think we're there.
Michael Jordan was one sick before a game, and that turned out pretty well. So
the conspiracy theories on that game is one of the best deep dives you can ever do on the internet.
He was poisoned by a restaurant in Utah, food poisoning.
100%.
He got a pizza at 2 a.m. because he's Michael Jordan and getting a pizza at 2 a.m. the day before a game. But
Jeff just went through the whole thing for you, so now you don't have to go through the deep dive. Good job, Jeff. Heath in here. Careful with JSN, y'all. He's playing through the flu game. I liked how you wrote that question, Heath. I got to read it in a fun way. Devontae Marvin Harrison Jr. and non-PPR. That's where I go. Ashley, welcome in. For defense, Tampa Bay or Indy? Adam, you went Tampa Bay earlier. Or no, Colton did.
Yeah, and I agreed with him. I'm trying to see who are the Colts playing. They're playing Tennessee. I still play Tampa Bay. I'd still play Tampa Bay.
All right. What I consider is trading BTJ, Ibuka, or Henderson after an 0-2 start. If you need to win and someone's really in on Henderson, I wouldn't mind moving him. But Ibuka and BTJ, I'm going to hold on to those guys. I'm not going to let them go after an 0-2 start because I think they could bring you out of that 0-2 start. Jonathan, Santiago, T. Higgins, or JMO, pick one, Jeff.
T. Higgins or JMO? Give me T. Higgins.
All right. Jeff, you did your start of the week, right? I didn't skip that. Perfect.
I did it.
I remember
Kyle
you doing
Pitts.
it now too. Yeah, Kyle Pitts, I know.
Maybe.
I just want to. I'm just checking off my little boxes.
Kyle
in my brain.
Pitts plus Ramondre Stevenson plus Jordan Mason, $110 on MGM. Get you a little bit 25% bonus token on there. Gets you about $200 on any 10 touchdowns. So.
Are they a sponsor on the show? Well, they are now.
I don't know.
All right, Toby with some cats. We'll let it slide. Toby, thank you for being here. Who do you play in the flex? Judkins, Travion, Christian Kirk, or Algier? It's gonna be Judkins. Pittman or Johnston? Man, that might be the best question of the day. Cassandra, bringing it to you, Adam. Where are you going? Pick one.
I am not leaving. Man, we got. I like looking at our ranks sometimes too. We definitely have Pittman higher, and I think that's who Jeff would pick. I can't leave these Chargers out of my lineups. I've seen too many long Quentin Johnston touchdowns to leave him out of my lineup. So I think I'm going to go Quentin Johnston, but just know everyone else is against me. They'd probably go Pittman.
Oh, man. I don't think I am against you, Adam. And we might be wrong in this. Surtain's out today, right? I know that's just one player, but
even if he's in, I mean, Daniel Jones was targeting the crap out of him. They were not afraid of Patrick Surtain last week. Indiana went directly after him. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where like I've seen everyone selling out against the run against the Chargers, and Justin Herbert's like, okay, I'm just going to chuck this thing. And Justin Herbert is one of like the best pure passers in the league. So until they take that away, I want Justin Herbert and I want all the Chargers pass catchers, McConkey, Allen, and Quentin Johnston in my lineup.
All right, we got a few minutes left in the show. Once again, Jeff Blaylock will be in the Football Guys Discord answering all of your start and sit questions for week 3 once we get off the air here. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Wandale or Pearsall, let's rapid fire through a few of these guys. Wandale or Pearsall, Adam?
Pearsall. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Pearsall.
Adam, Herbert or Mahomes? 40 yards.
Give me Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Give me Justin Herbert.
Jeff, thank you for updating your picture show, dog. We covered that question earlier. Kobe Longs, PPR, start to Tet, Igbuka, and Jennings is out. So it's easy question for you. Oh man, that name might be offensive, so I'm not going to put it up. Al or AI Vanderoff, 2 flex positions, non-PPR, pick 2 between Troy Flanko and Trey Henderson, Pacheco, Kirk, Wandale Robinson, or McConkey. Adam, pick 2.
Wandale McConkey.
Kidbo Sweets might be my favorite name of the day, and the picture just matches what the name is. Morning Nephews. Ooh, I like that. I never called a nephew before. RJ Harvey or Najee Harris today? That's a tough one. Jeff, make it not tough.
I have Najee ranked above RJ. So,
all right, that's gonna be the last question of the day, guys. I want to thank you so much for being here. Adam's start of the week was Jordan Mason. Jeff's was Kyle Pitts, and Colton's was Ramondre Stevenson. I did not prepare start of the week because I'm not allowed to because I'm a host. And they said, Joey, you're not allowed to have one. But if I had to pick one, it would be, I think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to come on at some point. So I'm going to say Brian Thomas Jr. is my start of the week.
I like it.
But only if you're going to do that little, the prop parlay, only do the 3 guys. Don't rely on the guy that just pulled one out of his butt. All right, Jeff, Adam, I'm so happy to be here with you every week. Adam, any final words for the people today?
Yeah, good luck this week. Injuries are always going to be a part of the game, so make sure you're subscribed to Football Guys newsletter. Check out Football Guys website. Monday injury roundup comes out around noon every Monday, so I will talk about the injuries that happened this past Sunday, and good luck to everybody.
Jeff, do you have any final words? And then give us the final words.
Yeah, the big narrative this week has been about panic over the rookies. And so what happens when we have a big narrative and everything comes together and everybody freaks out over something, everything flips the next week. So I feel like the rookies have good days today. And if they don't, then we can really panic. But with that being said, you know what you're going to do. You're going to set a winning lineup. You're going to go and do, and clear eyes, full hearts. Can't lose.
Everybody have a great week 3, and we'll see you next week.